Hello, everybody, and welcome to the That Sums It Up podcast, episode 1. I am your host, T-Sums, and this is going to be a new weekly episodic podcast where we just kind of talk about a whole bunch of different stuff. Just kind of trying to branch out, make content for the YouTube and for other places, and so that's where this podcast comes in. We'll be talking all things that we've been doing on stream, all things in movies, video game, news, stories, all that kind of stuff. But this is just the first inaugural episode, just kind of set the tone, set the pace for what the podcast is going to be like. And I'm super excited, super thrilled to be sitting down and doing this kind of video style podcast. It will be audio formatted as well. I'm going to be using the Anchor format to distribute all of my distribute the podcast everywhere. I had another podcast that I use. I'm just going to kind of piggyback off of that, kind of delete all the episodes off of that, and then restart this new podcast there. So you'll be able to find this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere where you can find podcasts. So pretty much, this is going to be kind of like what would fit a Just Chatting in the stream. For now, like I said, we'll be talking tons of all sorts of different topics. This is just the introductory episode. But the first thing I do want to talk about is the fact that I was selected to be a founder in the Midnight Society. That's the biggest piece of news that I have currently right now. Let's update you guys with. So there will be a bi-weekly episodic show talking about my experiences and what it's like being a founder for Midnight Society, and just some of the things that are going on with that. That's going to be kind of a weekly talk show / showcase show / news / updates / sometimes vlog style thing. Like if I go to a founders meetup, then obviously I will do a slight vlog on that, and it'll be added into that show and what that show is all about. So some big things that I want to talk about moving forward with the streaming and with YouTube and all that is I'm going to start posting weekly stream schedules and content release schedules for the YouTube and the stream and the Twitch stream. So this week, obviously by the time this airs, we would have done Hunt Showdown twice. And I kind of want to talk about the reason why I've kind of changed up the game format that I'm playing on Twitch to kind of get more of a gear focused on what we'll be playing full time here in the future. I know there's been a lot of comparisons of Starfield to No Man's Sky, so I wanted to test out No Man's Sky and kind of play that a little bit, and kind of get ready for Starfield, because that's going to be the main game that we're going to be playing. Because I am an Xbox player. I do have a game. I say a gaming PC. I have an old style PC. It was purchased back in 2013. It can run some games. That's how I'm doing the Star Wars Knights of the Republic playthrough, stuff like that. So I can't necessarily play Escape from Tarkov on it. I can't play The Cycle on it. So where that leaves me is Hunt Showdown, which is that kind of that PvP, PvE extraction style shooter game. Reason I'm kind of gearing up and playing Hunt Showdown is because Project Moon from Midnight Society is that style of game, that drop in PvP, PvE style of play, and so I really want to get used to a game like that. And I already had Hunt Showdown, and I've enjoyed Hunt Showdown in the past, and so I really want to gear up and kind of get the mindset of some things that can work and not work for a game like that. And I think Hunt Showdown has a lot of great aspects about it. And so I think playing a game like that would be very beneficial to my role as a founder in the Midnight Society. So that's going to be kind of the thing. Moving forward, the stream is definitely going to have lots of Hunt Showdown and then No Man's Sky, just to kind of gear that little bit towards getting ready for Starfield. So to put it plain and simply, we're going to be putting all of our chips into Hunt Showdown right now. That's going to be our main game. I know we were playing Apex. Problem with Apex is it's very difficult to find a squad. I'm still gonna have Apex. I'll still probably play Apex every now and then, just to kind of just to have that there. And I have a lot of connections, friends that I'm making in the streaming, especially the TikTok streaming community. They all kind of play Apex, and so if there's ever an opportunity that I can step in and play with them and co-stream with them, then obviously we'll be playing Apex or Fortnite or whatever other game might have you. But yeah, so as far as streaming goes, with that being said, I'm only going to be streaming 3 nights a week from here on out, because I want to really kind of drive focus in creating all the other content I need to create to bring eyes to the stream. One thing being this podcast, weekly episodic podcast, so I need to set aside time to be able to record at least a minimum of 45 minutes for that. All the TikToks I've got to make, which then in turn turns into shorts and stuff like that, and then obviously maintaining and running the Discord, maintaining and updating Twitter. So those are the kind of things that you just have to do as a small streamer to be able to grow. It's real funny. It's a funny little business we're in, that in order to stream and have the growth you want to have, you don't stream. It's very weird. It's a very weird concept that in order to become a streamer, you don't stream. Now, obviously, you do stream, but you don't do the 8-hour stream grinds every single day. 3 times a week, go roughly about 2 hours, which is what I do, and then from there on, everything else is what you gotta focus in on. You gotta focus in on learning video editing. You gotta focus in on Photoshop. You got to focus in on networking, communicating, being in other people's streams, talking with other streamers, connecting with other people. That's just the stuff you got to do. At the end of the day, you're not going to go anywhere. You have to essentially become your own social media marketer. And you have to essentially establish yourself as a business, as your brand is your business. So if you're running a business, let's say a lawn care business, and you're not putting flyers out there, you're not going to lawn care conventions, you're not learning all the newest technology, you're not learning the best way to do things, you're just kind of just going out there and just mowing yards and trying to get a word of mouth, you're going to cap yourself, and you're only going to go so far. And it's the same thing with streaming. If you just stick to just streaming, especially on Twitch, with the discoverability being what it is, you're going to have to branch out. You're going to have to do that guerrilla marketing. You're going to have to go in and make connections, make friends. One of the biggest things that I can tell you, the company I work for, the owner, he started off small. Now he's got 20 trucks working for him within 5 years. So you got to think of it as being something like that. You start small, you have 1 or 2 people in your stream, but now you go out there, you start making connections. You make, not only when you're in, when you go to other streamers' streams, you're not only trying to become friends with that streamer, you're also trying to become friends with the people in that stream. Because, you know, if you make the connection, like, you can make the connection with that streamer all day long, 9 times out of 10, they're not really gonna be able, you know, especially if you stream at 2 different times, you know, there may not be that, they may be working at that time that you're streaming, or you may be working at the time they're streaming, you know. So you got to find that balance. So not only are you trying to make connections with that streamer, but you also want to make connections in chat as well. I've gained a few followers just from, you know, being interactive in chat and talking with people in the chats. And, you know, I've seen a couple of them lurk in my stream, or just, you know, may even just have me tabbed up. And I appreciate that. You know, even if they don't say anything in chat, I appreciate them just having me tabbed up and maybe lurking in the stream, because at the end of the day, it's still growth. You still have an eye on the stream, you know, so that number goes up. Or that number goes up, especially if you're an affiliate or a partner, or the higher that viewer number is, the higher you're going to be on the fall of where that game is, and the discoverability on that game. So that's just one of the things you got to do. Like, there's quite a few ways to grow. I mean, there's the networking connection. There's the grinding out all sorts of different content everywhere else. You know, being somebody that's making content on a game that maybe not a whole lot of people are on, where you grow a community in that realm. And so, like, for me, the struggle for me has always been finding that niche and finding that one little nugget, little section to solely make content around and solely be involved in. You know, a lot of people, you know, want to say, like, oh, my niche is going to be, let's just say, like, Apex. So all I'm streaming Apex. All I'm doing is making Apex tips and trick videos, stuff like that. That's the niche, you know. My problem has always been that I have ADHD and I can't narrow one thing down because I get bored with something very quickly. But I've also been trying to choose games and things that are very oversaturated. Apex, Warzone, or Call of Duty in the very beginning, Fortnite. These are games that I thought would grow my channel quickly, but I've quickly realized, like, no, this is not gonna. It's not the play. It's not the play, Chief. And so, really, like, narrowing something down has been very hard. You know, I kind of dabbled in Fallout a little bit, and I gained 1 or 2 followers from a couple Fallout streams, which, you know, I thought, you know, because I'm going to be solely focused on Starfield, what if I play other Bethesda games and get other Bethesda people in and into the community and all that? And then it's just like, well, you think about it, everybody's bored. You know, we've been playing Fallout 4 forever. We've been playing Skyrim forever, you know, replaying Fallout 3, New Vegas, all those games. And there's just, everything has been so picked over on that there's nothing new to bring to the table. And that's kind of what you need right now, is something new to bring to the table with that. You just, there are people out there doing it, especially with mods and all that kind of stuff. But you can only still take it so far. So when I got the news that I became a Midnight Society founder, that I was chosen for that, I was like, that's it. There's my niche. Sole focus of my content is going to be around being a Midnight Society founder member, Project Moon, and Starfield. Because Starfield will be a game that I'm going to be playing absolutely endlessly. So if I can't keep my eyes off of it, can't keep everything off of it, then it's going to be something that I'm just going to be making a whole bunch of content around. But I got to keep the Project Moon stuff flowing too. So, and I feel like right now, if I get into it early enough and I, you know, kind of move with it as it grows, then maybe I can establish a really good audience that respects, values my opinion within the founders and within other people at the Champions Club and just people interested in it in general, that I think that this could be my niche, and this could be my thing that just propels me from 2 to 3 average viewers to maybe 20, 30 average viewers to 100 average viewers to 200 average viewers, those kind of things, like just that growth. And if I constantly grow, because I'm going to be able to get in early enough with this game and with this as being somebody that can be a sole creator of the content. Now, granted, there's 10,000 people. So it's still a little bit of a needle in a haystack, but being able to be picked out of 1 of 10,000 is so much easier than being picked 1 out of 10 million. And so that's why, like, for me, I'm super, super excited for all of the content and availability that I'm going to be able to do, and the fact that we can create content, we can stream all of the snapshots very early on. Like, the very first one we get this month, we'll be able to make content and stream it. So that's what I'm most excited for. That is absolutely 100% going to be my niche, and everything you're going to see me talk about and be about from now through to the game's release, and then obviously Starfield. So with that, like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of Hunt Showdown, and then we're going to be doing No Man's Sky on stream. That's going to be the main games that we stream right now currently. Content releases for YouTube. I'm also going to start releasing weekly release days for content as well. A couple of the games that we've been playing on stream that I want to, one, finish off, because I don't like to start something and not finish it, is our Star Wars Knights of the Republic Sith Lord class playthrough, and then the Mass Effect trilogy. So we started both of those on stream. We've had a little bit of success with those, just kind of talking about them and being about them. So I want to bring those as just content to the YouTube channel as Let's Plays, pre-recorded games. And those are going to release on Thursday, Fridays. Those will. That Sums It Up podcast will always release on Wednesdays. So every Wednesday you can expect a brand new episode over on the YouTube and on all the podcasting platforms of That Sums It Up. And then Sundays is when I'm going to be releasing my other new show that I'm bringing, my other new talk show that I'm going to be bringing. Sorry, if I'm looking this way a lot in the video form of this, it's because I'm trying to make sure that everything's still recording and we're still good, just kind of looking at my tech and all that. So, but Sundays, we will be releasing our, I still don't know what I'm going to name it yet. I have a feeling it's going to be something along the lines of A Day in the Life of a Midnight Society Founder. It's a really long name, but I don't. Or it just may be, Tales from an Eye, or something. It's going to be something Midnight Society related, or it's just simply going to be T-Sums Midnight Society show or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe even it's something where I do 5 Viper, my call sign, my variant call sign. The 5 Viper talk show. I don't know. I don't know what we name it yet. But it's essentially going to be, like I said, a kind of video podcast format, news, talking about any of the variant guides. So that's where we're going to talk about a lot of the variant guides is in that show. So when they release a new snapshot, they're releasing a variant guide with all sorts of concept arts, all that stuff. So that's where we're gonna really kind of dive into and give our full-fledged thoughts and opinions on the variant guide. And then any other news and talks, and then updates about the game and updates from dev roundtables, those kinds of things. Now when the snapshots come out, they will probably replace either one of the Hunt Showdowns or No Man's Sky. So when the snapshots come out, because they'll come out every 6 weeks, and if we're able to play them the entire time in that each 6 weeks period, if we're just able to continue to play it and continue to be on it and do it, then that may even just replace No Man's Sky. Because if it's like a closed window, like, oh, here's the snapshot, you have 48 hours to play it, then it shut back down, then obviously it'll be a one stream thing for that week. We'll wait another. But if it's like something that when they release it and we can continue to play it through to the next 6 weeks with a new update, then again, that's just going to replace No Man's Sky. Because I know the first snapshot we get is going to be a small little player hideout with a gun range. And I know that they've talked about where it's going to be the first gun. It's an assault rifle, a named assault rifle or classified assault rifle. And we get that, and then they're doing where, you know, you can kind of share in the game and with the community, you know, your scores, your headshot accuracy, those kinds of things. But it's also going to be us able to put this thing through the paces. So I imagine when the first snapshot is released, we'll be able to play that all through up to the next 6 weeks. And through the next 6 weeks, because that way we can really put these snapshots through the paces. That's the hope, at least. But yeah, I'm 100% excited, and just ecstatic to be a founder of the Midnight Society. When I got my email, first of all, when they started sending out the emails on July 5th, I didn't even really think I was going to get it, because I think they had, like, in the first few hours of it being open, I think they had like 400,000 submissions. So the fact that I got chosen really kind of, it made me, oh man, what's the word here? I was super excited, you know, to say the least. The being a founder for the Midnight Society is my greatest accomplishment in being a content creator and streamer to date. I put that above becoming a Twitch affiliate. I really do. Just because it's kind of validated me as like somebody that they could trust in, because there were so many submissions, and they looked at every single from my understanding, they looked at every single submission, or the AI that they used that selected the 10,000 people, based off of putting in your Twitch, your YouTube, all that stuff, your game IDs, your responses to the questions, and a lot of stuff like that. And I think that those things, especially my responses to the questions, are what kind of elevated me to get into that 10,000 spot. And when I saw that my variant, because there's a website that you could go to that like ranked your variant and its placement of like 1, rarity, and 2, value and stuff like that. Mine was like 2010 or something like that, 2010 or something or other like that. I know it was in the top 2000, or top 2100, I should say. So to be in the top 2100 of with that variant was pretty awesome, and to have a rare one, which I know a lot of people got rares, but to have a rare variant, and then the visor Cortex that I got is like 0.01% of people have it. I think that was really cool, and I really enjoyed and liked that. So, but to get back on track here, being selected, I think with the responses that I put, like, you know, obviously I've always wanted to be in the gaming industry, whether it's streaming, whether it was actually creating video games, those kinds of things. Those were things, like, ever since I was in kindergarten, I've always said I wanted to be a game creator. I wanted to create video games. I wanted to do something with video games. I never really was smart enough to learn code. I've dabbled in trying to develop my own video games, just not the best at it. I did find one video game machine that I'm still kind of tweaking with. Eventually there might be a 2D game come out by me. Eventually one day, if I ever get around to actually finishing it. I actually have the entire game completed in a journal book. I just have to actually use this game engine that I found to finish the game out. I think I had like the first 2 levels done, but the it's like a 20 level, like kind of like a Mario 2D side scroller type game. But eventually I might finish that one day. So if that's something you guys are interested in seeing and talking about, then obviously we can talk about it on stream, and I can pull it up and show you guys or what have you. But I am extremely excited for the opportunity because, like I said, I've always wanted to do it. I've always wanted to be in video games. When I figured out I couldn't really be in video games making them, other than with that little 2D side scroller game, but that's kind of just like a side, like on the back burner side project. And I did kind of join a game studio as like a writer, but I've been so busy that I haven't been able to write anything, and I think they've moved on beyond the ideas that I gave, to be honest with you. And I'm not sure if I will. I want to continue with that, but I have so much other stuff going on that I don't know if I'll be able to. And then so my other thought process was, well, if I can't make them, let me just play them on stream. And so I started the Twitch stream, and we were going for a while, and then I had to end that stream, go under a new name, new moniker, and then here we are now, a Twitch affiliate, averaging about 2. We got to affiliate, and then we started we dropped one off. I don't know what happened. Numerous things could have happened, but now we're averaging about 2 a stream, and everything that I started reading and looking into was like, look, like if you want to be a Twitch streamer and you want to have those high numbers, like you need to not stream, and you need to be doing everything else. You need to be doing TikToks, you need to be doing YouTube shorts, you need to be doing long form YouTube content, all this other kind of stuff. It's like, man, like I just want to stream, and like it's not as easy as it looks, and it's not for the faint of heart for those that are really serious about it. Some people get lucky, and they just have that it factor that people want to watch them, but other people have to really work for that. And I think, kind of circling it back around to Project Moon and Midnight Society, like I said, I think by having that leg up, being one of 10,000, being able to be picked 1 out of 10,000 instead of 1 out of 10 million, will give me a little bit more of an edge, I think, in being able to grow and the opportunities to grow. I hope. So, like I said, I've got to start doing a lot more long form content on YouTube. So that's why we're doing the Let's Plays, and we're doing it with story based games. That way we can kind of sit back, be a little loose, enjoy and listen to the story, and be able to get my thoughts and commentaries on the stories. Mass Effect is one of my absolute favorite game series. We're going to play through the trilogy, and then, yes, we will play through the story of Mass Effect Andromeda. We will include Andromeda in that, because I actually am probably one of the very few that enjoy Andromeda all these years later. I think it'd be a great space game if it wasn't tied to Mass Effect. I think the fact that it's tied to the Mass Effect series is what gives it a lot of harsh criticism. And so, but I think if it was named just Andromeda, like it didn't have the Mass Effect attached to it, I think a lot of people would have thought of it very differently. but that's just my opinion on that. And then, of course, I love Star Wars. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So we're going to be continuing the Sith Lord class playthrough, and that is going to be like a long-term programming because we've started with a brand new character, and we are going to go literally from level 1, play through the class story, and then all the subsequent expansions. So that is going to be a very, very long-term programming note, and that will be sporadic. That may not even be an every week release. But the Mass Effect Trilogy one, I will try to have it be an every week release. And then, of course, we'll have our Midnight Society show. We'll have this show, the Sum It Up podcast, That Sums It Up podcast, with T-Sums. So we're bringing some more long-form content, and then we'll have a little bit shorter form content with, the stream, condensed down replays of Hunt Showdown, and then obviously stream replays or edits of Project Moon and No Man's Sky. And I may even just transfer the entire stream VOD over to YouTube as well, as just to have like a stream archive as well. So there's a lot of stuff coming, and then the rest of this month I'm going to be trying to upload every single day 2 videos a day on TikTok. So 14 videos a week on TikTok, and then 7 of those 14 videos that I make will also translate over to the YouTube Shorts and Hover as well. So there's going to be a lot more of T-Sums floating around the ether, as far as between YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and Hover. Not on Instagram. Just not on it. Never was really on it to begin with a whole lot. So those are the main platforms you'll see me on. So like I said, they're all kind of in the video here below, with it's cycling on the video format here. And then we do have a Discord channel. It's the crew, as I like to refer to my community. They will, there'll be any news updates, any kind of stuff like that in the Discord channel. So you guys can go there, interact, talk with one another, and then, all that fun stuff. I need to update my YouTube descriptions. I need to do that, and the links and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff. You're always, as a small-time streamer and content creator that's doing this by themselves, that can't afford to hire a social media manager, that can't afford to hire a video editor, you got to become a jack of all trades. You got to be able to find the time to be able to update everything, redo everything. I went through a rebrand here recently too, and I thought maybe that was what was gonna deny me from becoming a founder, was because I linked all my old name, which was Trent the Turf Man. I condensed it, made it shorter, T-Sums, TTV, or just T-Sums _. But I condensed it down just because it's easier to search, not as much to type out. Just one of those things. So I went through an official, full-on official rebrand of everything, from Trent the Turf Man to T-Sums. In a whole day, I rebranded everything, and I thought, because they were just right about to release the emails to the founders to let them know that they had been accepted. But I thought maybe the rebrand was going to deny me the ability to become a founder, even though I thought I didn't have a chance anyways. But like I've said multiple times, I'm super excited for that opportunity. To be able to have a voice in a video game studio, to be able to have the opportunity to maybe make a suggestion, and who knows, I could come up with a potential banger of a suggestion and it be implemented and put into the game. That's the coolest part about this for me, because I've always wanted to be a part of video games and a game studio in some way or light, and this gives me that opportunity to. So I'm excited, man. I'm just know, like, you're gonna hear me talk about it a lot, being a Midnight Society founder, because this, like I said it earlier, it's my greatest streaming content creation achievement and gaming achievement to date, is getting selected for this founder's position. So I don't care what anybody says. I'm excited. I know that a lot of the other founders are excited. We're excited to be able to have a voice and change video games, potentially for years to come. You know, this could be the industry change that the gaming industry needs. You know, when you have a game like Apex that its player base is threatening to not play for an entire month so that it can get its updates and fixes that it needs. You know, that sucks. You know, it's like Doc says all the time, you know, this is a billion-dollar industry. Billion-dollar industry, and there's nothing to play. Like, everything gets so stagnant and stale, you know. There's always that hype right around the new season of a game, you know, and then you play through it and you really kind of figure out that there's still a lot of issues with the games, and then it's just like, well, I can't get past the issues. You know, one of my biggest problems with Apex is for someone that solo queues all the time. It's extremely hard to get anywhere. To be a solo player in Apex is probably one of the hardest gaming experiences out there right now. I would put it up there with being like as hard as like the Dark Souls Elden Ring thing. Being a solo player trying to rank up in Apex by yourself is the hardest grind next to one of the Souls games or Elden Ring. Straight up. Honest to God's truth. So, that's my opinion on it. So, next week's episode, we'll have some more lined out concrete ideas to kind of talk about. This is just kind of like a free form, free flow first episode, just trying to set the tone for what a lot of this podcast is going to be moving forward. Some of the people that I have actually made connections with, I might try to invite them on and do an interview style session with them, or, you know, maybe we just talk together and shoot the crap about, you know, the Marvel movies or Star Wars movie or whatever it may be. You know, I'm going to reach out to some people and try to get them on, and we'll see what happens. I know a couple that will say yes almost immediately. We would just have to try to find the time to get it done. But I have a feeling that we'll have some guests. I'm going to try to... I don't know if I'll get it on this show or if I'll get it on my Midnight Society show. Some other founders to talk about the Midnight Society stuff. I am gonna try to keep most of the Midnight Society, other than this first episode, because this first episode is obviously it's very fresh in what's happened. So, this, like I said, this first episode is just a kind of a recap of where things are going in the future for the stream, for the YouTube channel. Recap of what's happened recently, reasons why we're kind of changing up content format and what we're doing. And so, next episodes we'll have more of a concrete... Sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. I've got my phone lighting up here with Discord stuff and TikToks and all that stuff. So, but like I said, the next episode for next week, we will have a more ironed out, concrete, detailed topic. And I'm going to try to keep it to one topic a week. We'll just pick a topic like my favorite Marvel movie and why I chose it, or the Star Wars movies ranked from best to worst in my opinion. You know, just stuff like that, you know, or, you know, why is Skyrim probably my favorite video game of all time and the game I've logged the most hours in. You know, just random topics and discussions and stuff like that to kind of get the peel back the layer of who T-Sums is, and you know, kind of update and recap what's been going on, and just all sorts of other stuff. So, like I said, the Midnight Society stuff, I'll try to keep it to that particular show. But there may be times where we have to cross paths with the two. So, but yeah, this first episode is just, like I said, because it's so fresh and new and on my mind, that we'll be talking about it a lot. And I think the first episode of the Midnight Society talk show will be a little lengthy. The rest of them from there on out will probably kind of stay around 15-20 minute mark, so that I can you know, I'm not overdoing it, not doing it too long, because it's not going to have a podcast format. It's going to be just strictly a show on YouTube, so I've got to keep the audience engaged on the YouTube for that. So, but I think that's going to wrap this first episode. I do appreciate anybody that has taken the time out of their day to listen to this on any of the podcasting platforms, or to watch the video over here on the YouTube at YouTube T-Sums _. So, and if you are watching on the YouTube, please make sure that you like, subscribe, share, comment on the video, help the analytics out. If you're not following me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok. There'll be snippets of this show that'll be aired on the TikTok as well. That's going to help me out with making content for TikTok as well. So, lot of original content coming. A lot more original stuff, more like sit-down discussionary stuff, especially to the TikTok. TikTok format's going to be changed up a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of like movie and like pop culture meme clips, with, you know, little phrases, and then obviously the little Twitch symbol and all that. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on TikTok. So if you guys can go, or not subscribers, followers on TikTok, if you guys can go follow the TikTok, T-Sums _1, that would help out a lot too. Because once I can get to that 1,000 followers on TikTok, then we'll be able to live stream on TikTok as well. And that'll be even more original content to bring and create to you guys. So I'm excited. I'm thrilled. Super pumped and ready for what's gonna happen here in the future. So, like I said, if you're listening to this, if you're watching this, I appreciate it. First of many to come, and I thank you guys, and I will catch you guys next Wednesday. And that sums it up with T-Sums. Peace out.